So we're bringing back, finally, Tea Time Tuesday. So grab a cup of tea or whatever else you'd like to drink, and let's get chatting. So for this last year, I have been spending way too much time in my own head. Maybe you can relate to that. I feel like I'm someone who gets a lot of my inspiration from seeing people and having meaningful conversations, and also from that rush of endorphins that comes from just laughing or going on trips, and for me, seeing my family. And you know, it's obviously been minimized or made even impossible with what's going on in the world right now. And I hope it goes without saying that, you know, all things considered, there's a lot to be grateful for. But I do think it's been difficult at times to all of us to varying degrees, right? I've noticed in myself that for the last little while, there's been millions of these little conversations that are going on in my head. And with increased frequency, I'm highlighting more of my shortfalls than my successes. Like I've been saying things to myself like, why did I say that? That sounded so stupid. Or I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better. And there's just a lot of defeating self-talk in there. Like these are things I would never say to Robin or to a friend, but I noticed that I was saying it to myself. And there was this constant nagging feeling that what I was doing wasn't enough, that I should be doing more, and I was rarely ever giving myself any credit or praise, even for things I was doing well. And so there was just an imbalance, a really strong imbalance in my own internal dialogue. And normally, I think it's the company of friends and family that really helps to ground me, because you can celebrate together and you also share in each other's hardships. But I found that without the more frequent presence of this external dialogue, my internal dialogue can start to run wild. And I feel like if our own heads are not a hospitable environment and place to be, it can make things feel a lot more negative and tough than they need to, you know? So what I've been doing, and it's only recently, but I feel like it's already made such a big difference, is I'm trying to pay a bit more attention to that chatter that's going on in my head. And I pretend, you know, as if this thing that I would be saying to myself, that I'm instead saying it to another person. And if it sounds overly harsh, I just try to soften my wording. I do what I would actually do if I was giving feedback to a friend, say, which is, I'd probably be starting out first with a bit of praise. I try to highlight at least one thing that went well, instead of only focusing on what went wrong. So instead of saying something like, that was stupid, why did I say that? I might say, hey, at least you spoke from the heart, even if it didn't feel like you said it so eloquently. Or another thing that's really helped, if I do feel like something is negative or unpleasant, which is also just the truth of the matter sometimes, right? It's not always about being chipper or pretending to be happy 100% of the time if we actually just don't feel that way. But what I try to do is I try to be a little bit more specific about what it is that's making me unhappy or stressed, as opposed to making it too general or vague. Like for example, instead of saying, I just don't have any confidence, I instead say, I feel like I don't have confidence in writing. Because you know, it might be the act of writing itself that does actually feel debilitating, but it doesn't mean that I'm an unconfident person in all things, you know? It won't go on to negatively influence other aspects of my life. Like I might know, for example, that I feel like I'm a confident recipe developer, I'm a confident photographer, I just don't feel particularly confident in writing. And I think it helps also then to give it a time frame, like saying, I don't feel like I'm a confident writer right now, or like I haven't been feeling like a confident writer for the last 2 months. Because I think that adding that time component implies that it could be different. Maybe it's just that, you know, you're feeling tired or not feeling inspired right now, but that might change later. And so you can see then, maybe, that saying something like, I don't feel confident in my writing right now, is drastically different to saying, I am not confident, period. It's a small shift in wording in our own internal dialogue, but it makes so much of a difference to our self-esteem and self-confidence, and it just isn't as damaging. Instead of saying, I am such an idiot, which I think a lot of us say, we could say something like, I just really don't understand this right now. So we go and we take it from this like overarching blanket statement, almost as if we're identifying this trait as who we are. And instead we're making it a bit more specific. We're adding a time component to it, which I really feel like it just softens it. It makes it feel a little less doom and gloom. It helps us maybe recognize that it's transient and that it can pass. So what we've done is we've actually created a really short, free PDF for you. You can get it with a link in the description box below. And it just prompts a little bit of self-exploration. I really think that taking just a small moment to write down what it is that's troubling us and just coming up with ways that we can rethink or reapproach the situation, it can help so much. So be sure to check that out with a link in the description box. And this is Tea Time Tuesdays, which I'm really excited to be bringing it back. We've gotten so many requests to bring it back, and I think the last one was like well over a year ago. So the idea is that we're just gonna cozy up with our favorite drink. It's usually a short video. We chat about something that's hopefully meaningful. It's usually something I feel has helped me in some way. And it's not gonna be something that we're gonna put up every week, but I promise I'll put it up more frequently than the once a year track record that we've had so far. So if you have any requests on any topics you'd like for us to explore, share that in the comments below. And in the description box below, I'm also gonna share a link to our new website, because this is something our whole team has been working on for the last 10 months. I'm super proud of it. So check it out. Let us know what you think. Thanks so much for enjoying this cup of tea with me. It's really nice to do these again. Hope you have an awesome week, and we'll see you in the next video.